Welcome into Gamesthetic episode 189. I'm Alex Live sparking through. Hopefully you're having a phenomenal day today, whatever day you're watching this video or listening to it after the fact. I got both the boys here with me to start the show. Zach, how you doing? How you feeling?
I'm good. You got us for 20 minutes.
Yeah, so literally as the music was going, I was just like, it's basically just going to be a big weekly wrap-up show. And John's just like, all right, we're out of here at 6:30. So, John, you ready to get out of here at 6:30?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I'm struggling with my water bottle over here. Don't want to stay up.
Oh,
Bothering the hell out of me.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. No, today is going to basically almost in a sense be a big weekly wrap-up. So, because it's like, to be fair, there was actually a lot of news that came out this week.
Was there?
Quite a bit, honestly. But it's nothing that, like, we super are pumped about or love and, like, want to talk about for 45 minutes.
Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
because I didn't have anything come across my feeds.
Oh, yeah, dude. Ton of big news week this week. Big news week. It's just going to be a lot of stuff like, hey, let's just touch on this, you know, and move on a little bit.
All right.
So we got, like, some Nintendo stuff. I know the Switch 2 is now, like, in production in China, and there were some leaks about that came out, as well as some images about what to expect. It kind of looked like they were model images. I haven't watched the video yet, but there was a Chinese YouTuber that actually 3D printed the new Switch on what it would look like, essentially. So shout out to that. What are you looking at? What's your
Just
problem?
that the screen's frozen?
Oh, no, that's Restream. Restream always does that.
Okay.
It's very rare for Restream to actually update to show what's currently playing.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, if we go anywhere else, like, you know, we're live.
Cool.
We're
All right.
rocking. Yeah, it's just Restream, dude. Restream's slow. I don't know. Shout out to Restream, I guess. But yeah, Switch 2 stuff. Gonna talk about that. Palworld finally being sued by Nintendo. So, gonna touch on that. PS5 with its 30th anniversary. Gonna chat about that. More Concord news. I know John loves to talk about Concord. So, definitely gonna touch on the Concord stuff. Honestly, a lot of different PlayStation stuff across the board. It had another failed PC port. Can't wait for John to give his thoughts on that one. I played a little bit of the Plucky Squire. Shout out to that. I'll touch on that. And then really whatever else we want to talk about. So right out of the gate, I will not forget to the end of the show. Shout out to our Patreon. You can check out our Patreon down the link below. We'd appreciate that extra support. Go through all the different tiers and see if anything would interest you. And we'll do our best to provide you the best content possible. We'll also shout out Agent Inc. and Rogue Energy later on in the show. All right, let's go to three cams. Turn on the music officially. All right. Boys, you ready to jump into stuff? You got anything that you want to talk about first to start off the show? Anything you've been up to? Zach's been on vacation. Shout out to that. You deserve a break. How's everyone feeling?
I mean, I'm good. I mean, I finally went back and, as I mentioned, played some Casting Frank Stone and coming to realize why it's got lower ratings than you would expect.
Okay. You know, because graphical stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, not finished almost. Yeah.
It's just some weird stuff.
I saw where apparently they had another Dead by Daylight, like some sort of project of some capacity, and it got canceled. So I saw that. So maybe Cassie Frank Stone's, reception had something to do with that. I don't know. There was some other side spin-off project they had in the works, and they canceled it, I saw.
Well, I think that was mostly due on the behavior side.
Oh, okay. Well, I am still very much into my Cyberpunk playthrough, and finished Phantom Liberty. Phenomenal, by the way.
From everything I've heard, yeah, that DLC is very fantastic.
Like top 5 DLC for me. Nothing will ever beat Mass Effect 3 Citadel, but this was a very good expansion. To the point where the last mission on the side with Reed option, I have replayed that mission 5 times now because it's just such a great mission. I've seen all 4 endings to kind of like really feel out the landscape about what I like the most. And my original ending I got is definitely my preference, which is I got the King of Cups ending first, which is side with Reed. I mean, it's been a year since the thing came out, so I really don't give a shit about spoilers. Unless you're listening, you're playing Cyberpunk, you haven't played it, then I guess skip ahead like a minute. Side with Reed and kill Songbird. That is the King of Cups ending. And that is by far, I think, the best ending.
Doesn't that open up a third ending for the actual choice?
No, not that one.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So you can get that third end. You can get that extra ending, which is called the Tower ending, and you have to side with Reed and keep Songbird alive, or side with Songbird and then give her away to Reed.
Okay.
Yeah, turn your back on Songbird at the last minute.
Gotcha.
Yeah. As I was sitting here saying this, I realized that John has not finished Phantom Liberty. So
Yeah, he's like, if you've played Cyberpunk but haven't
I
done it, it's like as soon as he said that, I just dead stared into the camera so that you would see it later.
Yeah, no, I looked as I was talking. I looked back and forth between you guys. I looked at John, and the first thought was, "Fuck!"
And he can't skip a minute ahead.
I'm just sitting here. I'm like in my head. I'm like,
I
how
forgot.
am I supposed to fucking skip ahead?
Yeah, my bad. Very good though. I really enjoyed it. King of Cups, I think, was the best ending. Apparently, one of the King of Wands or Swords. Those are the two. If you go with Songbird, I don't remember which one. Apparently, a lot of people consider that to be like the canon ending, even if it doesn't feel like the best ending. Because like even Johnny's just like, you did good, whatever. And then a little Easter egg in that ending is you can see the character known as Mr. Blue Eyes overwatching from above. He only appears 3 times in the game. He appears during one side quest. You can see him staring up from a distance watching you. You can see him in this one, and then he is actually directly talks to V in the Don't Fear the Reaper ending, which is the ending that I'm planning to play because it sounds fun. So
I didn't get far into Cyberpunk, so any of these names mean nothing to me.
yeah, I mean, unless you really like diving deep into it, like Mr. Blue Eyes probably won't mean a lot to a lot of people. Like I'm just gonna keep it real. He only appears in, like I said before, the DLC only 2 spots, and one of the spots you had to look for him. He wasn't blatantly there. You know what I mean? You had to look around. But in the Don't Fear the Reaper ending, he does straight up just come and talk to V. He's like the key character of the epilogue of the game.
Okay.
And in my opinion, I was talking to Josh about. I have a feeling that he's going to be like the main antagonist or like this focal point of whatever sequel they're working on.
Okay.
That's just the vibe that I've got from what he's involved with in the game. But no, Phantom Liberty though, 10 out of 10. So damn good. So damn good. One thing I want to shout out with the last mission, if you go side with Reed, dude, it's straight up, it's heavily inspired from like Alien Isolation. Dude, it's creepy as shit. And it is creepy as shit, going through that whole area. It's straight up like Alien Isolation vibes is all that I got out of it. So shout out to that. What about you? What have you been up to?
Rock and Stone.
Rock and Stone. What is that?
Deep Rock Galactic.
Okay.
I've just, buddy of mine started like, we me and one of my buddies played it on Steam, and then we all played it on Game Pass for a while, and then we're back on Steam playing it because, I don't think, none of us have Game Pass anymore. I just recently canceled mine. Just try to save some money.
That's fair. I canceled a lot of stuff recently too.
And so it's like got back on it on Steam, realized I had to redo a bunch of stuff, but it's fine because the game's just fun. And it's like I'm back playing some of the classes that I originally preferred, because when I went to Game Pass, I just swapped and played the classes I didn't play before.
Gotcha.
So just back having fun, just going deep on some planets, mining, killing some bugs.
Nice. Fuck them bugs. Shut up. Yeah, like I said, all I've been doing personally is Cyberpunk, playing a little bit of Emio the Smiling Man still, and then Plucky Squire as of today. Played a little bit of that. Talking about Plucky Squire, it's one of those games where it's like, as soon as I start it, and I play it for a little bit, it's one of those cases where it's like, you immediately stop it because it's like, I need to play this like later for this reason, like for the right vibe or play with the right person, whatever. Because like I'm playing the game, I was like, oh yeah, Christina's got to like play this with me. Like this game's 100%.
Oh, does it have co-op?
No, she loves just watching gameplay in general, but it's just a game she's just gonna love. You know what I mean? It's like it's one of those games where it's like, okay, yeah, it's like one of those things like, okay, no, I need to play this with friends. Oh, I need to play this with this person. Oh, I need to wait for this is gonna be a good like nighttime game or whatever the case is. That was one of those where I played the first chapter and I'm like, okay, I probably need to stop because I think she's gonna love this game.
Okay.
I'll talk about that in a bit though. But anyway, let's jump into stuff, boys. Got a lot of Nintendo stuff to go over. Not a lot, just some. So yeah, Palworld finally being sued by Nintendo.
They finally dug up something they could make a case out of.
Yeah, I mean, they said they were going to investigate back in January, so they've just been kind of digging into it from there. So It's apparently on a patent infringement is what it's on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not character models being stolen or anything like that. And I did see where a patent lawyer did kind of dig into it a little bit as well, like patents that have been put in by Nintendo and everything. And what they speculate is what it is on the catching mechanics.
Yeah, because apparently Nintendo has patented throwing a sphere and catching a creature in a field.
Yeah, behind the shoulder, which is
That is a wild patent.
It's straight up Legends Arceus. Like that's what the patent was built for. You know what I mean?
It's like it's that, and I believe they've also patented this, like the spherical object to catch a creature with.
Yeah. Which whenever I saw that come out and people kind of, the patent lawyer kind of talking about that, the first thing I saw someone say is like, Palworld could do the funniest thing right now. And they just put up a picture of like a square, a square object to catch something.
I mean, that's literally, depending on how the lawyer or the judge decides it, they'll probably, if they call in favor of Nintendo, they'll have to change their spheres into some other shape and probably pay out a bit of money, unfortunately.
Yeah, like I saw the patent itself. Like I saw like the blueprint images of the patent and stuff. Like assuming that is what they got them on, Palworld's losing this. Like, I'm just gonna say it as it is. They're gonna lose this, especially when going up against Nintendo. So yeah, they're probably gonna lose this, and they're just gonna have to change it in some capacity. But
the main thing I've seen come out of this is ever since it was announced that it was a patent infringement.
Yeah,
it's pretty much been known, okay, it's some gameplay mechanic.
Yeah, it is.
Which then all I've seen really come out of this is just people bringing up the fact it's like, really wish it was like people couldn't actually patent gameplay mechanics.
Right.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people talk about that too.
I was about to say, for all the people who were bringing up torches of Nintendo sue 'em, after they finally sue 'em, everyone was like, man,
Yeah.
what is this?
Especially like with how broad it can be. Because in one of the videos I saw of it, it was Moist Critical. Charlie bringing up another infamous gameplay mechanic that is patented and it cannot be used anywhere, which is the Nemesis system.
Yep.
Yeah, true.
And it's that, but the broad scope of which Nintendo's patent apparently reads as, they can go after anybody they want to.
Yeah. With that, I don't know. I'm curious you guys' thoughts. Do you guys feel like something like the Nemesis system, that's a kind of a fair thing to patent? I feel like what Nintendo patent, it's like, I get it, but it's like what John just said, they can go after almost anyone for that, couldn't they?
I was about to say, for Nintendo's patent is very broad because it's literally just a spherical object capturing creatures.
Yeah.
I feel like the Nemesis system is a fair patent as much as we don't like it because we would love to see that system more stuff.
True.
It is a fairly in-depth system and be like, yes, this is a very specific thing we have a patent on.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. The main reason I bring it up is just like the two parallels of which gameplay mechanics can be patented. You have the very specific one, but then you also have these very broad ones that apparently Nintendo has been able to get, which, since they're going after Palworld, and assuming that these are what they're going after them for, because it's not clearly stated yet.
Yeah.
Even Pocket Pair doesn't, like, as of their last statement, hadn't been told what they were what they were infringing upon. So assuming that these are the gameplay mechanics that that Nintendo's coming after them for, it just makes it where nobody else can use the systems in any capacity. Because, as much as we say, Palworld can change it to like a cube or something, that doesn't necessarily help them, because then they have to change the entire idea of the game, because they'd still be infringing on catching them or like throwing an object to catch them.
Yeah.
Right. I think, if I remember correctly, I think the patent was like literally just over the shoulder, third person in a field catching monsters with a spherical object. Could they change like first person or something and like change like to a cube Or
just-
the game is all about guns. Can you use a gun to shoot and fire out something
in terms
to
of
catch?
that, it's just a matter of however the patent's originally worded and
Yeah.
how the lawyers decide to spin it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. And do you actually see like Pocket Pair's like response? They're like, or like their statement was basically just, we don't know, we haven't been informed of what it is. We've just been served. So, I mean, we'll deal with it. Sucks that our like a large part of our focus is being taken away from game development to deal with this, but I guess we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
He's like, he's basically like, we're trying to protect the integrity of indie games here.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like they're not necessarily doing it for just themselves.
Yeah.
At this point, they're like, I mean, these large corporations coming for us. What are we gonna do? We're not gonna. But they don't say it, but they're like, we're not gonna win. It's Nintendo.
I was about to say,
yeah.
they're just going to work around it and do whatever they can to keep their game going. So
Yeah, whatever they got to do to kind of get the ninjas off their back. You know what I mean? They're gonna get got though. Like if the, like I said, if the patent is, if that patent is legit, what it's going after, Palworld's done. In terms of this court case, not in general. They're not gonna win. They're just gonna do the best they can.
yeah,
The interesting thing I saw on it was like the patent for their Legends Arceus game. Like the patent they issued or they filed for the patent in like 2021.
Yeah.
It took it until the end of 2023 for them to acquire the patent, and then I think they filed for the patent. They filed for the same patents on the U.S. side as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I don't remember which one it was, but one of them was approved as of like the beginning of 2024. So these are relatively new patents as well.
so literally something that Palworld's Pocket Pair couldn't really look into and make their game around, so they wouldn't have to worry about it pretty much.
Yeah.
Also, because I can't help but bring this up, they're only going after them because they're successful, because their previous game, Craftopia, had the same gameplay mechanics.
True. True.
Part of Craftopia's like evolution system was creating a ball to catch an animal to generate power.
Oh god dang it!
Yeah.
So they've been doing this for a long time, and it wasn't until they became one of the most successful games in
Indies,
the world
Yep.
before Nintendo was like, you know what, maybe we should go digging around and find something
Yeah.
that we can get them with.
Yeah, just something. We can't have them be the new king of monster catching games because our last game kind of like was.
Well, I
a
don't
little
even
bit
know
of
if
a
it's definitely
disaster.
that it was the fact that it was successful, and more or less just people just blatantly going, Nintendo, where you at?
Yeah, Nintendo. Well, how can this indie team make this and Scarlet and Violet is booty cheeks in terms of performance?
It is kind of funny because, like you said, that all the people who were like, Nintendo, get them, are now like, okay, Nintendo, we weren't serious. It's like we like Palworld. You didn't have to do this.
Yeah, it's
Because
like, you didn't have to go down this route.
I almost feel like it's because it's such a minor thing with the whole patent thing, and the fact that, as far as we understand from what the patents say, it is a newer patent, that it's still a possibility Nintendo would have eventually came for them.
Yeah.
But there's also a possibility they may have just let it go if public wasn't making such a big fiasco about it. But
Yeah. Possibly. You know how them ninjas are.
Yeah.
You know, they like to strike anybody and everybody.
Yeah, but they would have done it. They would have done it quietly.
yeah, it
They
wouldn't have been
would've.
that probably as public.
It's like Nintendo
Yeah.
would have like come after him quietly, and we would have heard about it at the end of this year, probably.
Yeah, we wouldn't have had
whenever
that.
everything was settled.
And
We wouldn't have had a Nintendo, statement out in January about this, where they put out a tweet about it.
Instead, what we got was Palworld came out, and every journalist site like on the internet was writing articles going, when is Nintendo going to go after them?
Right.
And now they have, and everybody's like, oh,
Oh, dang it, we
why?
weren't serious.
Why?
Yeah.
We didn't want this. It's not what it sounded like.
That's not what it sounded like, 9 months ago.
Because, I mean, people play Palworld, and as soon as that Sakura Jima update came out, people ran back to Palworld.
Yeah. I mean, it's still averaging like 30K.
I mean, people are probably falling off again now at this point. Since,
Yeah.
But even Pocket Pair's like, sure, people can leave our game. They can go play other stuff. We'll release another update to bring them back.
Yeah, it's like, they'll come back. They'll come back.
And by God, they did.
You know, whenever all the news broke and everything, everyone's immediate reaction is like, "Oh, they finally got him for those character designs," and it's like, "No, it's a patent one." It's like, "Oh, okay, never mind."
Well, it's like even the thing you put in our Discord, the title of the article got it wrong.
Yeah, I
and then
saw.
the description of it they got it right. Where they're like, Nintendo coming after him for copyright infringement, and then right below it, the heading of the thing was like patent infringement.
Yeah. Well, see, when it came to Palworld, I feel like everyone's knee-jerk reaction was going to be, "Oh yeah, if they're going to get sued by Nintendo, it's going to be copyright." You know, because everyone just they like to compare models. You know what I mean? Like, which is very valid. There's a lot of similarities. So it's like, everyone's immediate reaction. Oh, it's copyright. Oh, it's character designs, 100%. It's like, no, it's a patent infringement. Oh,
Well, that was the thing of like even like a week after Palworld came out, that dispute was pretty much done because people could show you the differences between them. It's like, they're very heavily inspired. But even then, it's like, well, even someone who has a basic knowledge of how to manipulate these models can show you that these are not exactly the same.
I was about to
which
say,
is what they would have to be.
a lot of them, like the Anubis and Lucario, if you put them together and showed someone who knew nothing, if you asked them if they were the same character, it's probably about 50-50 if they would say yes or no.
Yeah, same thing with Luxray and whatever that one counterpart of his looks like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Goes for a lot of them, though. A lot of them are like that. So, I don't know. You know, who knows when we'll see all this end up playing out. It's probably going to be early next year.
It's probably going to be a while.
Yeah, it's probably going to be like early next year. I just hope Palworld doesn't like have to go away. You know what I mean? I don't think so. I think, they just have to they're going to have to pay out some money. They're going to have to pay out some money. If the patent thing's legit, they're going to lose and they're going to have to pay out some money. And then after that, just change the game some capacity. You know what I mean? Like I saw like a blueprint of the patent. If the patent is just strictly like, from my understanding, over the shoulder, third person in a field catching monsters with a spherical object, I don't know, just make it like first person, use it where it's a gun and you're firing out like a cube or something.
No, because they have an upgrade thing for being it's called a PAL launcher.
We'll just make that the
Or
norm.
like a PAL sphere launcher. I don't.
Again,
if it's strictly overhand throwing a sphere, underhand throw it. Who cares?
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Sidearm.
Again, it's literally just based on however the patent's directly written up as
true.
it was, as whatever it was assessed as, and then however the lawyers spin it.
Right.
Then they'll just have to change it from there.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see how this thing plays out. Shout out to Palworld, man. Keep up the good fight against the ninjas. The other thing I had, though, was with Switch 2 leaks. They've really kind of gotten off now because I know the production did start in China. There's only one thing I really wanted to kind of talk about and take away from all this, but I'll kind of go through everything that's kind of popped out. So like I said, production has started. There was model images of the design that was put out, and like I said, there was it was a Chinese YouTuber where she 3D printed the new Switch, based on size and everything to give a direct comparison. So in terms of size, it's going to be about the size of a Steam Deck. 12 gigabyte RAM, 2 internal cooling fans. It's a modern NVIDIA GPU. It's got a new dock, built-in mic. But the one thing I really want to talk about is based on I saw the huge list of specs, right? And I didn't want to include that shit because it's kind of like the same thing when John and I were talking about the PS5 Pro. Those are just numbers. Who gives a shit? It's the same thing.
I got to derail you real quick. Why are we comparing the size of a Switch 2 to a Steam Deck and not a fucking Switch?
Because it's bigger.
You could say it's a little bigger than the Switch, or if it's 20%
terms of size, it's
20% bigger.
It's to give a good mental image.
Yeah,
on how
but
big
every
it's
family in the world has a Switch. A fraction of those have a Steam Deck. Nobody knows how big a Steam Deck is.
Well, they can look it up, and they can get
or
a
you
direct
could
comparison.
or someone could use the reference of what every household has.
That
would make way more fucking sense.
I think using Steam Deck as a comparison is fair.
I mean,
think
it's
that's
not.
fair.
Not for the general audience.
For
it's
the
not.
general
I
audience,
think it's fair.
The general audience, anybody who might listen to this probably there's a very high chance they have a Switch in their household.
I mean,
There's
that's
a very
true.
low chance that they have a Steam Deck in their
That's
household.
also true, but
So-
most people
so
know
by-
what a Steam Deck is.
Yeah, but
No.
they know what it is, but hardly any of them have actually held one.
I mean,
Everybody's
that's
held
fair.
a fucking Switch.
I'm
That's
gonna be
my
hon-
only
I'm gonna
point.
be honest, Alex. I mean, I can go outside and probably go to your next door neighbor and knock on the door and go, you know what a Steam Deck is? And they'll probably go, no. I'm like, all right, thanks.
Do you know what a Switch is? Yes.
Yeah,
Probably.
we got one in here. We got 2 of them actually.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Look, I personally think it's fair. All
I
right?
know, but it's one of those where it's like you're comparing the existing console
Yep.
to what the new console is going to be. Every other console in the history of the world compares it to the existing one.
He's got a point.
Look,
It was just weird, and I got hung up on it. I didn't hear most of what you said afterwards.
John was like, I gotta get this out.
I like
His
legitimately,
brain
you,
stopped
you
there.
said Steam Deck, and I went,
I'll go back and whenever I'm cutting up this portion of the show, I'll make sure to highlight that moment. It's like, as I'm going through it, I'll highlight. Did you actually look at me like that?
I'm pretty sure I did, because I was like,
so when I get to that moment, I'll make sure to blow it up on the screen. Of
What you
just like,
really
what the
need
fuck?
to do is get a cutout of a Steam Deck and throw it next to a Switch.
Wait, what?
you'd have to have a side-by-side comparison, because I know what a Steam Deck is. I've never held one. I don't know how big it is.
Look, I've seen side-by-side comparisons of the current Switch and the Steam Deck, okay? So that's why I've seen also now the side-by-side comparison of this 3D printed Switch model and the Steam Deck. So that's what I'm going based off of. Either way, back on track. But the one thing that I wanted to talk about that was not the comparisons, John,
Yeah, because the comparison was bad.
is the power of the console. I mean, it's been
What
kind
are you
of...
going to compare this to? A Samsung phone?
I will, actually. Do you want me to? Apparently, Samsung phones are getting Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storms. Shout out to that. Your phone can become a fireball jutsu here soon. So shout out to that, I guess. But no. So,
You understood none of that, did you,
no,
John?
he didn't get any of it, but it's happening. It's a thing.
Anime Arena Fighter. They're all the same.
This one's actually not an arena fighter.
It's a
Whatever.
cutscene simulator.
Not this
Whatever.
one. This is like the open world one they tried.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the third one is the cutscene simulator. Aggressively. Anyway. But no, the power of the console though. So apparently the power is going to be set between. I've seen a couple different reports. I've seen one where it says between an Xbox Series S and a PS5, and I saw the standard one we've seen forever of between a PS4 Pro and an Xbox Series S. What, John? I saw you make a movement over here, but I didn't see what it was. What, John?
It was the same thought I had, so I'm cool with it.
between an Xbox Series S and a PS5, so I went, for like
Yeah,
here to here.
yeah, exactly. That was my thought when I read that.
Then you said PS4 to Xbox Series X. I was like, that's a little better.
Yeah, PS4 Pro to Xbox Series S. No, so like,
Kind of like the same thing.
I mean, basically, no, like my thought process when I read this, and obviously we've kind of heard the rumors for a while that was going to be the power, but like seeing all the specs and everything from production almost confirming it, like, aren't we going to have the same fucking problem we have right now in like 5 years?
Probably.
Like that's what annoys me about this. Like I get it. Like you want to keep it cost friendly and stuff. Like I totally understand. But it's like we're just going to have the same problem that we have right now with the Switch in like 4 to 5 years, where like any like third-party games that's going to come to the console, it can come to the console, but it's probably going to be delayed because it has to get optimized. Maybe not for the first couple of years, like, it'll have to get optimized down, but it may not take as long. But like, I mean, am I not wrong in thinking that like here in about 5 years, 4 years, we're going to have the same exact problem we have right now? Like, I feel like that's accurate.
Probably.
Yeah, but that's not just Nintendo's problem.
I know right now it's Xbox's too.
It's, I mean, games can't come to Xbox right now because of the Series S.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, realistically, 5 years from now, it shouldn't matter because Nintendo shouldn't be trying to make a console last 10 years.
God, I freaking
Nintendo
hope so.
should be, it's like, Nintendo should probably be making console last 5 years.
Right.
I mean, it fits their business platform a lot better than it does like Sony and that doing a console refresh a lot sooner because they're just going to sell the same damn games again anyway.
True.
They're gonna re-release everything from the Switch on the Switch 2, or after that one, the next one, they're gonna re-release all the Switch games on that one and call them remasters or something,
Right.
and sell it again.
Yep.
And then they're gonna sell all the previous generations of games on there again.
Yeah.
And everybody will buy them again.
Yep. Every single time.
That's Nintendo's business structure.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it, but they keep doing it.
It's been like that since the 2000s.
basically. And, I will say it's like, well, yes, I look at this and I'm just like, okay, we're going to have the same problem that we have right now. But at the same time, something else to think about is like, I mean, it's nice to have certain like franchises to have that ability. Like, oh man, I'd love to play this on the go. I'd love to play this on the Switch, whatever. But like, let's be honest, like when you're buying a Nintendo console, there's like, I mean, you're buying it for Nintendo, right? I mean, so like that sort of power that if it's going to be between like a PS4 Pro to Xbox Series S, like, bro, I'm fucking excited as hell about what Nintendo's going to do with it. You know what I mean? Like, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on their name, but like the devs of like Xenoblade and stuff, of what they're able to accomplish, how far they can push the limits with like Xenoblade 3 and everything, like what they've done with Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, like stuff like that. I'm excited as hell for what Nintendo can do. But there is that. I just see it from like the broader audience perspective, where it's like there are people that like to have like. If there's a game coming to the Switch, they love to pick it up on the Switch because they just love the mindset. Oh man, I can play this on the go. There's plenty of gamers that are like that. I see it all the time on Twitter. I see it all the time in YouTube comments. I see it all the time in these videos. That's a fair way to prefer to play some games. But I guess to Nintendo's defense a little bit, while it's nice to have some other titles pop over to Nintendo and stuff, whatever, and have the ability to play Call of Duty. We already got that deal in place. You know what I mean? It's like. Yeah, if you're buying a Switch, you're not buying a Switch for Call of Duty. You're buying a Switch for Zelda and Pokemon and Mario.
That's what I was about to bring up. Is the other thing is, like, honestly, Nintendo, they kind of need to stay in their lane for what they're good at, which is their own games and some of like their third party stuff, but not like people like third party developers making games for the Switch, not making games and putting them on Switch. They should be telling most of these people, no, we don't need your game on the Switch. Yeah, you want to put it there because of the install base we have, but you shouldn't, because all it's going to do is have bad press.
Right.
They should just be saying no a lot more. If they said no more, nobody hardly anyone would be complaining about the power of the Switch. It's just the fact that they keep showing how bad it is. Right. So it's like, yeah, give yourself a more powerful like console that's still gonna be behind the other ones. And just stop trying to put their games on it. Just put your games on it.
Right.
And don't worry about it.
And don't have a situation like Hogwarts Legacy that it's delayed multiple times and comes out forever later and looks the way that it does.
I mean, remember, we had someone come out and tell us that it looked a lot better for what some of the shots said on the Switch.
I was just about to say that. Christina actually bought it.
Okay.
Because it was on sale in the eShop for $10.
Okay.
So she's like, should I buy it? I'm like, I mean, for $10, sure. Fuck it. Try it. So she said basically kind of what they said. For what it is, it's fine. Like the world like runs fine. It obviously looks a lot worse than the other versions. But she said where the game is incredibly bad is the cutscenes. The cutscenes are apparently absolutely awful. But the actual world and gameplay itself is fine. It's not good, because like me and John can agree the gameplay is overall pretty fun. It feels fluid. Apparently it is. Like it's fine. Like there is a downgrade of it, So I don't know. Shout
Again,
out, I guess.
and it's fine.
Yeah.
It's a solid 5.
Yeah, there you go. No, we had 6 for fun.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 is mid. So yeah, we had, it's a solid 6. While it might be like a 7, on Xbox and PlayStation and stuff. So I do know with the Switch too, there's been like a lot of talk about when it's going to get revealed. A lot of people were thinking this month, which is a valid reason to think it, because one, the Switch was revealed I think early October, and two, since the Switch had come out, they've done something in September every single year. They've never missed September for anything, like any sort of showcase.
Gotcha.
So we may get a Switch 2 reveal next week. I'm personally banking on October. That's what I think.
There's only one thing that would be nice for the Switch 2. Let's. I mean, I know you're Nintendo. I know you don't like to change. Let's get away from like memory cards because you still have to buy like a memory chip to insert into your Switch. We need to get away from that and get a decent amount of damn memory on there.
Right.
Because here's the other thing. Yeah, Call of Duty on Switch. they would probably offer that as a digital version.
Yeah.
You would have to buy a 128 gig like SD card to plug into there.
Yep.
Just to fill it up with one Call of Duty game,
Right.
which would be fucking wild.
Yeah. You know, Nintendo has done an unbelievable job at optimizing their games in terms of storage. You know what I mean? Because like
Yeah.
even Tears of the Kingdom's only like 8 gigs,
Yeah.
right? But like something like Call of Duty, that's going to be big. Like, I'm sorry, I don't think you're going to optimize that down. That's going to be big. So John's right. Like, can we get a better sense of storage? Probably not. Because like this really is just going to be a layup. Like, because even the name Switch 2 is apparently legit. Like apparently it is like based on the production leaks. Like it's printed on the back. Switch 2 is actually the name.
Cool.
They're just going. They're going simple mindset. They're going simple mindset. It's
I
the
still
Switch
don't.
2.
I still don't believe that they're calling it Switch 2 just to not confuse anybody. It's
Yeah.
gonna be called the new Switch.
God, see, I don't know if they want to go that route. 'Cause
They've shown time and time again they do.
I know, and that's why I don't know if they want to do it again.
They will.
It worked previously.
It's
It
worked
didn't-
twice
it
before.
It didn't work for the Wii U.
It wasn't called the new
Well,
Wii.
okay, in terms of the
If it was
new,
called the new Wii, it would have been fine.
maybe.
It probably would have, because people would have gone, so my child wants a Wii. And they'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Here's the
I mean,
new Wii.
look, that is fair. Because like the issue with the Wii U is when the Wii U is announced, a lot of people, myself included, because I didn't watch the reveal, is I thought it was just a new accessory for the Wii. I didn't know it was a new console until like a couple days later when I actually looked at the reveal. Like, oh shit, this is a whole new console.
Yeah.
And just a new Wii accessory. So I think that's also why they may just go something simple for this Switch and just call it the Switch 2 so that people know it's a new Switch.
No, that's
John's-
embracing too much change for Nintendo.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the one thing that you want to see, because I actually want to make a standalone video about this. Is something that I want to see out of the Switch 2, because I got to thinking about it and I did some digging, and it's actually kind of like low-key kind of shocking. Is like I want to see Nintendo create new games on the Switch 2. And when I say that, I mean specifically I want to see them create new franchises. Because if you look at the Switch, they have a terrible new IP lineup. Terrible. Like even like the Wii U era, or the Wii era and everything, like they at least had some stuff that was created in that era, the Wii and the Wii U and the 3DS and stuff. That's like, become like mainstays now, like Splatoon, Xenoblade, stuff like that, But you look at the Switch, I went through the list. So Mario and Rabbids is basically its own thing now, but it's still Mario. So I'm not gonna hard count that. Other than that, Fitness Boxing got like 3 games that started on the Switch. Shout out to that. Labo, Astral Chain, that will probably never get a sequel.
Probably not.
Let's see. There was only like a couple more. Like, I mean, it's a pathetic list. Ring Fit, that's a notable one. It sold a lot of copies. So you probably get a new Ring Fit on the Switch too.
I mean, a lot of people still play Ring Fit.
Yeah, I mean, Ring Fit's a fun game.
And you get fit.
Arms, that flopped terribly.
It got a second one, didn't it?
No,
Did it not?
I think it only got the first one.
Oh, okay.
You had the 1-2 games that randomly got a sequel of everybody 1-2 Switch, and legit, I think that's it. I think those are like the only like started on the Switch, new IP on the Switch specifically. I'm not going to talk about something like Xenoblade, which I know it started on the Wii and it was on the 3DS, and it did well on the Wii. It did well, but let's be honest, Xenoblade blew the fuck up on the Switch. I don't count that. It started on the Wii. It started on the 3DS, right? That's a fair. Like, I would like to see Nintendo have something new with the Switch too, like some sort of new IP that's actually not just going to fizzle out after one game, or just be a super niche thing. So that's my one thing I want to see. And I kind of want to make a standalone video about that, because it's actually kind of astonishing to think about. Where it's like when you think the Switch, right? Huge list of great games. I mean, you got the 2 Zeldas. 3 Houses is great. Mario Odyssey, large list of great games. But then it's just like when you start thinking, I was like, damn, they didn't really make anything new though. Like in terms, like obviously these are all new titles of already existing IPs, but they didn't really establish any new IPs to stick around in the Switch era. It's been out for 7 damn years, and you don't really come up with anything. Like I guess Ring Fit Adventure, sure, but that's it's like that's a niche thing. So that's the one thing that I would like to see on the Switch too. We'll see if they do that though. Probably not. They're just gonna keep, at the very least, like, look, come on, let's get another attempt at a Star Fox game or something.
I thought you said new.
Well, I know. I said at least if you're not going to do something new, at least do something like that. I mean, come on now. Give them a chance at life.
We know
Waluigi Land.
nostalgia doesn't sell.
Man, I would love a Waluigi game.
A large community on the internet would love a Waluigi game.
Facts. I want a Waluigi game so bad. I have for a long time.
A lot of people might not buy it, but goddamn, will it get some traction on the internet?
I think a lot of people would buy it just because of the meme.
You know, there is only because I was like nostalgia. We know nostalgia doesn't sell with like Sony's attempts to get it. Then again, I'm like, no, there is only one company in the world that just sells everything based off nostalgia, and it is Nintendo.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
They are the only like game company out there that's like, you know what? We're gonna sell you the same thing that you bought 20 years ago, and then you bought it 10 years ago, and then you bought it last year, and we're gonna sell it to you again.
And a
Yeah,
lot
you're
of
buying it
times,
this year, buddy.
a lot of times, it literally is the same thing.
Oh yeah, no,
Nothing's changed.
It's just it's like 5 years ago you bought it physically. Now you can buy a digital version on our eShop,
Yep.
and it's gonna be the top selling thing.
And then sometimes it'll be real special. It'll be a limited run 3-pack.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Mario. Still got mine sealed. So shout out to that. Nintendo is the king at it, and they're going to do it again with the Switch 2 generation. Hopefully the Switch 2 generation will finally give me my Twilight Princess Wind Waker combo. Probably not, but I can hope. That ship's so dead and gone, in my opinion, but oh well. Anyway, let's shout out one of our sponsors, boys. Let's shout out some Rogue Energy. Use the referral link down below, promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off your order. Whether if you want to pick up the hydration, the chill, or the energy line, they're all fantastic. For the energy line, recommend like Rocket Pop, Strawberry Kiwi, Grape Popsicle. There were some great ones to start off with. The Black Cherry Lemonade for the cans. Dragon Fruit Mango for hydration. And then as of now, Strawberry Hibiscus, the only one in chill, but there is more chill on the way. And don't worry, if they have another sale going on, feel free to use that sale. If just using the referral link alone can help the brand. Thank
They
you so
currently have a free shipping weekend this current weekend.
Hey, great time to grab some Rogue, then use the referral link down below. Promo code Sparky3. Alrighty. I guess let's hit the Sony stuff. All right, straight up, that 30th anniversary set, that is sick. I love it.
I haven't seen it.
Dude, it looks so damn good. I want the controller so damn bad. John, as a controller collector, did you like these?
I mean, the controller is the only cool thing it's the
Well,
only
that's the
thing
only
that
thing I'm praising.
It's the only thing that looked cool.
Yeah.
I mean, the controller. It looked good. I didn't think it looked amazing. It's like, I mean, hell, pre-orders and stuff aren't going to go up for it.
Eh.
I love it.
It's like pre-orders aren't going to go up for it for I think another month.
Yeah, another month.
And it's not going to become available until mid November, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I think pre-orders open up sometime in October.
Yeah.
So we'll get more looks at the controller and that then. And I mean, maybe it'll grow on me. The only thing I liked about it, the main thing I liked about it is the buttons.
Yeah, the buttons.
The buttons were the coolest thing on the controller.
Right.
The actual color design on it, whatever.
The charging
So is the whole
cable
thing
was
just
also
supposed to
pretty
look
sick.
like an original PS?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. The charging cable I thought was also a really cool touch. I really enjoyed that too. I'm gonna try to pick up the controller. Don't think it's gonna happen. They're only making 12,000 of these things, so it's like this is gonna be a scalper's dream. Don't think I'm gonna be able to get it, but I'm gonna damn near try. I'm not gonna get the Edge. I've honestly had no interest in getting the Edge at all at any point in time. But I do want to try to grab the DualSense, and I never thought I would say this, but there's a very small part of me that wants to try to get the Portal. I have no desire to go buy a normal Portal, no desire, but I kind of want this one just because I love the way that I love the color scheme for the controller. I think it looks great. But the DualSense, at least, I do want to try to grab the DualSense. They are going to be selling this thing in like a big bundle too, where it's like you can get like the DualSense and the DualSense Edge plus like the PS5 Pro, and it's got like the vertical stand, which I love how that's always going to be a separate thing now. We forgot to even mention that for the PS5 Pro talk we did. The vertical stand wasn't included. You got to buy that separately.
Oh,
Shout out to
so
that.
pre-purchases for it start on the 26th for anywhere that has direct.playstation.com access.
Yep.
Rip the rest of the world.
Yep. So I mean, dude, this is going to be. it's gonna be scalper's dream. It's gonna be, dude. To put it in perspective, that it's already scalper's dreams. I saw one eBay listing for 25. No, it wasn't even 25. I did see some $2,500 ones. The one that I saw a picture of it. It was $10,000 fucking dollars, and the literal title of the posting was "Attempt to get for you." Like, you can't be serious on that. I did go on eBay myself and look up some different postings for this, and I did find some that were like $1,000 here, $1,200 here of the full set for sale, and people are buying it. Found like the controller being sold for like $200, just the regular DualSense, and it's like 30 have sold. And I'm just like, oh, dude, this like scalpers are on this one. Like they're confident that they can grab this. Like, Jesus Christ, you couldn't have done like that in the millions mark. You had to do 12,300. It's like, really? Like, it looks sick though. Like I said, I want the controller. I'm gonna try to grab it. Am I gonna be able to get it? Probably not, but I am going to try. The Concord thing though, this is something, man. The story, just the plot continues to thicken here. Apparently, it reported to cost about $400 million. The highest Sony game today. I mean, this eclipses Spider-Man. This eclipses Last of Us Part 2 and more. Apparently, by Q1 2023, it was only in like early alpha and in a laughable state at that, costing around $200 million so far. The game was referred to internally as the future of PlayStation and a Star Wars-like project. Negativity was not tolerated. It was like it was called a toxic positivity when it came to this game, where it's like,
awesome.
Yeah, any sort of negative reaction, it's just like, that's not true. This game's great. But I mean, it being called the future of PlayStation internally, leading up to this, I could definitely see it, because they were really hyping up those weekly videos. They have that spot in that Amazon Prime anthology series that's not being removed. It's still going to play as planned, even though the game flopped. And apparently that was just the tip of the iceberg for what they wanted to do for Concord. $400 million, though. Like, I can't fathom that for this game. And they only sold like 25K copies is all they sold. And then had to refund that. So it's like straight up $400K total loss.
Well, there's 30 lucky people across the world who platinum that game. So
I saw that, yeah. Shout out to those guys, man. Talk about legends. And then I know the physical game is selling for quite a bit on eBay. I saw some pictures of stores trying to just get rid of their inventory, and they were selling the game for $1. It's like, man, I wish I could find that. I'd buy a few copies for $1 and try to sell it. I'd do that 100%. But no, the $400 million thing, man, like, I know, like, when we talked about this before, like, both of you were in the mindset, it's just like, I don't think Sony cares. Like, they'll just say, it didn't work. We'll move on. Now that we've heard a number, I don't know, man. That's got to be a blow. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that's the mindset anymore.
I legitimately think it's probably still the mindset.
It could be. It could be. At least for certain people, yeah.
I was about to say, there's someone on that team that's like, this is still the future. We just did not do it properly with this one, but we'll do it again.
Yeah, basically. Which I'm gonna tell you who that is. It's gonna be Herman Holst, because apparently this is his baby. So it's gonna be him, who is now the current head of the PlayStation Studios, like the game aspect of things. He's like one of the two CEOs that replaced Jim Ryan.
I mean, Concord was an interesting idea, just not the gameplay people wanted.
Yeah, gameplay was
not the gameplay or the game.
Yeah. Right.
No, people would have liked the game if it was single player.
Well, that's why I said it's like a gameplay or a game. It's like, because nobody wants a hero shooter, and nobody wants that generic of a shooter to begin with. Like, make a single player adventure game,
right?
Or something of that sort. And you probably could have had a franchise to build from.
Oh yeah. If they really wanted to refer to this like a Star Wars-like project, dude, they could have totally just gone a single-player route, because this game gave like big Guardians of the Galaxy vibes.
Just ignore Outlaws.
Yeah, just ignore Outlaws, facts. I mean, you could have totally built a franchise off this.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, easily, bro. But you had to go this hero shooter route for your first game. I feel like this game could have gotten away with a hero shooter after, like, the first maybe couple games came out and you got a bunch of established characters, Yeah, I could see a spin-off hero shooter that could probably work.
Yeah.
But like out of the gate, you come out with that nobody wants, and the game doesn't even feel special. It just feels like a game. It wasn't like I said it when I played it. It wasn't bad gameplay. It was just boring gameplay. Like, there was nothing special about it. $400 million though. That's an unbelievably wild number, man. I can't believe that. Like that eclipses the budget. I saw someone put this up earlier. Like that eclipses the budget of like Elden Ring, Breath of the Wild, and some other notable big title. All three of them combined. Like it eclipses the budget. Like that's insane, dude. Just that the amount. Just think. I also think about the other games that we could have got instead. And that's what a lot of people like to point out. Is like there's like a list of other games you could have got instead. Instead, you dropped $400 million on this. So, ooh, Concord is truly like it's like the modern day ET at this point. It really is. Like it really is like the modern day ET. On the other side of things, we also got some news on Marathon. So I guess shout out to that. I guess. I know the first thing that I saw a lot of people talk about immediately with the news that apparently the game is set to be priced at $40, and Concord's failure is not changing that because it's just apparently too far along to pivot to free to play. But the kind of the vibe I've gotten from that is that a lot of people think that $40 for this will be fine as long as they nail the gameplay and the fact that it's got Bungie behind it, right? Like that's a historically strong name to put behind it. Yeah, Zach just can be. Includes standard battle pass item shop. There are heroes. This is a hero shooter. There are heroes with unique abilities and personalities. Examples being like double jump, fast revive, and stuff like that. There is a class system that is most similar to Apex Legends, but with more customization. As a non-Apex player, I was hoping to get context on that from you guys. Like,
so there's sets of characters that are like class specific that have like specific archetype gameplay. Like you have your defenders, which usually have area control stuff. Recon, which have some sort of ability to let you know where people are in some form or fashion.
mm-hmm.
Assault, survivability.
Yeah, it's kind of just your different archetypes of characters.
Yeah.
So it's like you have your assault characters would be your typical like you would see these type of characters with these abilities in any just like pick up and go shooter game.
Yeah.
Where it's like they may have a grenade or an offensive ability or something like that.
oh, okay.
So yeah, each character's still different, but they have like a general gameplay archetype to look at.
Gotcha. Because I know this thing further talked about that apparently the heroes can be customized with skill trees, gameplay buffs, special implants that give you further customization beyond that. Gear and guns you loot during a match will be the most important, can be customized even further. Apparently the art direction and visuals from the trailer do remain intact. Next showcase likely won't be until spring for this game, but it still has a 2025 release window. So, I don't know. I mean, like, when they did the original reveal for it, it was like, all right, well, I mean, I'm interested.
Is it an extraction shooter?
They had something like that, I thought that's how they described it.
Because I didn't even realize there was a trailer out for it.
Yeah, there was a reveal for it either earlier this year or last year. I can't remember.
I
I think
remember.
I think that was just we're working on Marathon.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm interested, but it's just like, I mean, Bungie's had a few L's here or there. So it's like, are you going to drop another L here or is this going to be a W? You know what I mean? I'm interested, but it's like, can they actually nail it? Can they nail the gameplay? Is the gameplay going to be fun? I mean, like, $40 price tag is not the issue for a lot of games. I mean, it worked for Helldivers, but Helldivers had great and fun gameplay. You know what I mean? Concord didn't. So it's like, if Marathon has great and fun gameplay, then $40 is fine. You know, it's fair that it's too far along to pivot to free to play. You know, just make sure that the damn game's fun. That's the main thing.
You know, I don't get like there seems to be like kind of a stigma around games releasing at $40. I don't necessarily understand that because I see a game release at $40 and I get more excited at that. I'm like, oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a game at a decent entry fee.
Yeah.
That's probably gonna be pretty good. I don't look at it as, oh, it's not $70. This game's probably not going to be good. I look at $70 games. I go, these games are probably going to suck.
I'm be honest. I look at $40 and go, that's not a price for a game. I'm more interested in it now, but I do not have the same expectations as necessarily a AAA game that is selling for $70. And I
Right.
go in with that mindset of like, it's not going to be as good as a AAA, but if it turns out to be as good as a AAA, fantastic.
Yeah.
I think I've got pretty good luck with so far. Like every $40 game I bought has been a banger.
Yeah. So it just causes a different,
So my perspective of $40 games is different.
right. I think you bring up a great point. I do feel like there is a little bit of a stigma.
I mean, there is.
Behind, if a game comes in at $40 or $50, whatever, it's just automatically like, oh, it must not be very good, or it must be kind of a small game or whatever.
Yeah.
That is true. That is quite the stigma. But I'm with you. It's like if I see a $40 game, I get kind of excited.
I'm more likely to, because perfect example. I got rid of Game Pass.
Yeah.
I'm like rumblings of Lies of P, DLC.
Yep.
And that I want to go back. That's been on my list to go back and play. I want to go back and play it. So it's like, okay, well, I don't have Game Pass anymore. How much is it? Game's $60.
Yep.
That is a $60 game still. I looked at it and went, I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
I wish it was 40.
Right.
If it was 40,
You're right.
I'd probably own it.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I was looking at a Hogwarts Legacy today because it's currently on a $30. It's like $20.99 on sale. I was like, I could finally pick it up a year and a half later.
Yeah. Right. No, I definitely feel that, man, because it's like that's how I feel with like certain like editions of games or whatever, where it's like maybe just a little bit higher than the base price or something, or like a physical release. Something's like Plucky Squire is getting a physical release, not launched until February, so that sucks. But the physical release for it, like you can get the base version, which is a $30 game, I think is what it is, and then you can get like the deluxe edition for $50. And I'm like, well, hell yeah, $50, I'll buy a deluxe edition. I'm here for that. And same thing with like Guardians of the Galaxy. That deluxe edition I bought was just $10 more than the base game.
Yep.
So I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna buy that.
It's like a buddy of mine was talking. I think he saw God of War was on sale for like $15 or $20.
2018 or
yeah, 2018. And he's like, looks like it's fairly cheap. I was debating about picking it up. I was like, I cannot say enough good things about that game. I will always recommend picking that game up regardless of the price, but for like $20 or less, that's a fucking steal.
Right.
And then on the other side, it'd be like, Hogwarts Legacy is like $30. I'm like, oh, you pick it up.
Yeah. That's how I felt about looking at it.
Right. Hey, speaking of God of War, shout out to God of War Ragnarok. Another failed PC port launch.
Okay. I saw you put it in there in that context. What have you seen that I haven't?
So
are you just looking at mixed reviews?
Yeah, it's like the mixed reviews and just like gameplay.
That's exactly what he's looking at.
Yeah.
Well, I was wondering if it was just mixed reviews. I was reading through reviews on Steam for the game. It is like, yeah, it's mixed reviews.
I saw performance was the issue.
Saw hardly any performance. Most of the complaining is the PSN account.
Really?
It's Sony's enforcing their PSN like we said they were going to, and every negative review I saw, at least as of like yesterday when I was looking, every single one was about the PSN account.
See, I've seen reviews of people saying they have 40 series graphics cards and still having problems running the game. It's not optimized. That's what I've seen.
I didn't see it. I was reading through it. It was like all positive, and then I got a wall of PSN complaints.
I mean, the PSN thing, I mean, that's fair. Yeah, that's an ongoing
because, it immediately takes it out of a lot of countries' access since they can't
It
get
does. It does.
Which sucks for them.
It
really does.
I saw one article that I thought was kind of interesting where it's just like, let's just say there is performance stuff.
Yeah, it's like, the thing is, it's a game, it's a high quality game being released on PC.
Yeah.
People are going to have problems because not every PC is built the exact same.
Yeah, true.
If we could have the exact same machine, it'll run great for me. You may have problems.
Yeah, true. I saw one article that said it's like, with another, Sony first party launch on the PC, this time later, it's like these PC ports are like losing their allure. You know what I mean? Because it's like time and time again they come out and it's like, okay, well, it's got to get optimized. After it comes out, it's like, well, now it's got to get patched. It's got to get re-optimized, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Which is why I was curious, like, what have you seen that I haven't?
It's performance, because I've seen. Because like I said, the articles that I've read, it's like people having 40 series graphics cards and having performance issues.
Oh, see, because like I was deep into the Steam reviews on this thing, reading into it, and I saw maybe like one was somebody couldn't get the game to start. Everything else, every other negative review I saw was just about PSN. I couldn't find. That maybe they're there now, but like I was just looking at it like a day ago or so, and I was like, I was like, where is the reviews I was expecting?
Right. I'll see if I can find some of the articles that I read and send them to you.
Yeah, because I was curious. I was like, because I saw mixed, and I went before I started digging. I was like, is it PSN or is it a shitty port?
Right.
And I don't know. It is unfortunate. There's a reason why I don't like some like big titles. I don't necessarily want to buy them on Steam or something if it's not made for PC. If it's a port, a little worried because I've complained many a times about like every time a big game comes out that has a PC port, they never fucking work.
Right.
But this is also one where it's like, Sony, you've had a year and a half.
Yeah. Get your shit together.
It's like you've had a year.
You bought a studio for this purpose.
Yeah, it's like you bought a studio for this purpose because everyone just kept giving you shit about how bad your ports were.
Right.
So if you still can't get it sorted out, maybe you just don't need to go to PC.
It's quite a possibility. Or at the same time, actually get that team you hired on the ports and not let the same team that was doing it still do them.
Yeah, true. And, or go the route that I still think is going to happen eventually and just have a PC launcher and do day and date release.
Yeah, but that wouldn't solve the problem. That doesn't solve the problem.
Well, I know.
They
but
can't.
Like, you can optimize, but you'll have the main team working on both.
I mean,
That's even a worse idea. Because then you're just splitting the development team.
That's fair.
yeah, it's like them having a launcher on PC. Yeah, they may eventually do it, but they still need a dedicated team.
Yeah, that's fair. That's true.
For the PC side of things.
That's true. That's true. That's fair. That's fair. Let's see. Some other quick Sony news I had was apparently Silent Hill 2 Remake will be a PS5 exclusive for 1 year. Not surprised. Shout out. Helldivers 2 won its first Game of the Year at the Swedish Game Awards. So shout out to that. It's officially a Game of the Year winner. And then apparently Days Gone is getting a PS5 remaster. It's just a rumor and report. And I don't know why. I mean, because I think it can already run like 4K 60 right now. So it's,
they just want to put more stuff out.
yeah.
Probably.
Yep. I do know there is also a Horizon Forbidden West remaster coming. So it got officially rated. So it's happening. It'll probably get revealed in the upcoming State of Play, which, yeah, we need that just like we need The Last of Us Part 1. The remake, just like we needed that. I don't know. Stupid. That's all I had for Sony stuff, though. So with that said, let me shout out a sponsor. Let me shout out Agent Inc. You can use the referral link down below. Pick up one of our 2 hats or one of our jerseys. We'd appreciate that support. Whether if you want to get the trash can hat, Spark 3 hat, Spark 3 jersey, or whatever, just use the referral link down below, and you're going to be supporting the brand. And also, shout out to Spark3shop.com. You can check that out and buy some of our merch over there. I still need to make the We Have Hats hat. Still got to make that and throw that in there. But anything that you guys want to talk about? Anything that you guys have seen or been doing that you want to chat about in depth?
So, update from last week.
Okay.
I did not buy Naraka Gold.
Okay, good.
I put money into Zenless Zone Zero.
God damn it. How much money, Zach?
50.
Okay. Well, I did see you.
Times 3.
Zach. That wouldn't shock me. Now, what were you saying what did you mean last week when you asked me the question of Naraka or Metaphor? I thought you already got Metaphor Collector's Edition. You want to buy another Collector's Edition?
Yeah, because remember
one to open, one to keep sealed?
Yeah, because there was that conversation a while back where I said I was going to buy
right.
2 copies.
Okay. Did you buy a second one?
No, not yet.
Okay, well, I think Video Game Plus has them in stock still right now.
Oh, so, I mean, pre-order wise, everyone still has them in stock.
Really? It's sold out at Walmart.
Well, I don't shop Walmart, so I don't check them.
All right. Well, I know I saw Wario64 earlier put out that Video Game Plus has them both in stock for PS5 and Xbox. So you can probably hit them up.
I mean, the main sites I use to buy Collector's Edition,
Good.
They still have them all up for pre-order. So
Nice. I still haven't decided if I want to get that or not. I don't know. Probably won't. Just try to save a little money.
That's on you.
Yeah, probably just try to save a little money. I'm excited for the game, though. It's like, 3 weeks away?
not even that.
Yeah, it's like less than 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're right around the corner, man. Apparently, it's gonna be like 100 hours or so. Like, it's gonna be the length of like Persona 5, is what the director said. So
Royal or actual Persona 5?
So they specified the first one specifically, Persona 5. So basically, so
So probably about 80 hours actually.
yeah. So I mean, that's what you would expect out of an Atlas game.
Yeah.
So that's
Well, no. That's what I'd expect
Well,
out of
no.
That's what I'd expect out of a Persona game.
good. Right. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. So yeah, about probably 80 to 100 hours is what it was kind of advertised as by the director. So that's gonna be fun. Look forward to that. What about you, John? You got anything that you want to chat about? The only thing John wants to chat about is how to speed this up to leave.
I mean, I've done the same thing this week that I've done for the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
I played Deadlock.
Yeah. Having a great time?
I can't play the character I want to play
Why?
because fucking he got over buffed, so everybody's been wanting to play him.
Oh, okay. Makes
Who?
sense.
Bebop.
Oh. Why'd they buff him?
They buffed it. They changed. They gave his ult a buff,
Why?
and then to make it more, to make it the buff makes sense.
Okay.
Or what they changed when it made sense. They made a change where when you cast the ult in an area around you, it would still do damage, and then at the end point of the ult, it would do damage in an area, so that people couldn't just duck behind a sign to dodge it, or dodge 100% of the damage.
Okay, that's fair.
That made it very strong.
I mean, I bet yeah it did, but it does make sense.
So then they hotfix nerfed it, but then people realized Bebop was fun to play, so then everybody's been playing Bebop.
I just play Anomaly.
So I got to play him like once this past week.
Right.
It was a fast game because I finally got to play Bebop.
If it was a fast game, he said. He just goes in and just wrecks shit. Is that basically what
I mean,
happened?
basically,
Yeah.
it's like crush,
I mean,
crush lane, go crush another lane, go crush another lane, and the game was over in
I was
like
about to say
18 minutes.
a solid Bebop can run an entire couple lanes, pretty
It's
easily.
like the game. Yeah, it's like the game started, crushed, went, helped, crushed, went, helped, crushed. Game was over before I was like, man, well, I got to play him.
At least you got your one in for the week, you know?
Yeah. I'm hoping people stop playing him so I can get them some more.
Yeah. Maybe go another like week or so. Maybe they'll get off of them.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's whenever it happens, I'll be happy. I mean, he's the most fun I have in the game. Probably because he is one of the most toxic characters.
Got to channel the toxicity, huh?
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I've done. And then in the past couple days, started playing Deep Rock Galactic again.
Nice. Like I said earlier, for me, I tried Plucky Squire today. That is available on PlayStation Plus. You can download it there, which is where I played it, or pick it up for like $30. This game has got a lot of inspiration from a lot of things. It's got inspiration from a lot of things, but it all comes back to it really feels like such a fun, unique, one of a kind experience. You know what I mean? Which honestly, when the game was first revealed, like that was what immediately caught my eye. It's like this just looks like a really fun, dumb time. Because like when playing it, like immediately starting off, like you get immediate vibes of like Zelda, like Zelda 1 specifically. And then it also can transition into like Zelda 2, where it's side scroll. There is like Punch Out references. There's Punch Out inspiration there, and I already got an immediate vibe that there's a Truman Show vibe to the game.
Okay.
Because like, the whole game is a storybook going through your character of Jot, who's basically our character of Link. Even kind of sounds like Link. And when you're talking to the wizard, he says something along the lines after Hump Grump, I think is the name of the evil wizard that you defeat. He does something and kind of like causes chaos, like the like your friend wizard that is also a DJ. Shout out to that. He's bopping it in his house. That's how you meet him. He says something along the lines like, "Oh, well, that wasn't supposed to happen." And then Jot's like, "What?" It's like, never mind. Ignore that. This is what you need to do. So I kind of got a little Truman Show vibe there. It's like, okay, there's a bigger picture going on here. I haven't got to the portion of where it transitions from like the 2D to 3D part.
Gotcha.
I am looking forward to that though. But I mean, like it just like every single page is like a different way to play the game. It's like the gameplay constantly changes. So it's like the first little boss that you have to fight is a honey badger that was stealing some honey, obviously, and that's when it's like it goes into Punch Out, where Jot, comes up and the honey badger gets pissed and ready to fight. And then, Jot just like stances up, buff arms rip out of his shirt like Popeye. And it's just like Jot was ready for a clash up. And you just go in there and you're just playing punch out, just dodging punches, doing uppercuts. It's just a dumb fun time. You get different fighting upgrades as you play. So I now got the ability to now throw my sword like a boomerang and it comes back to me. So that's cool. Dude, it's such a unique experience. Like, combining all these different elements all into one. Like I said, I only played the first chapter because I really want Christina to also see this game because it's gonna be right up her alley.
It seems like it's a good genre to do right now because Astrobot now this game.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a dumb fun time, man. Like every single page as you go through, it's just there's dumb jokes. It's constant gameplay changes. It's staying fresh the entire time. Like, if you got PlayStation Plus, you need to download it. I'm gonna tell you right now, especially.
I was about to say, yeah, because I actually saw someone play Astrobot the other night, and I was like, and they were on the Ape Escape section. I was like, oh crap, this series got a nod from Sony.
Yeah, I still want Astrobot so damn bad, dude. The game looks so damn fun. I was hoping to already have it by now, but I just haven't. I've been trying to save some cash, but I really want Astrobot, man. It just looks so fun. But Plucky Squire, honestly, by the time I'm done with it, it could be like low-key one of my favorite games of the year, I feel like. Because, I mean, I only played it for probably about 30, 40 minutes earlier before I was like, all right, now I'm going to pick it up again later because I want her to play, be there with me. But those 30, 40 minutes were an absolute blast. Like, I got off of it, and I went back to just knock out some missions in Cyberpunk, and I'm like, damn, I just want to play more Plucky Squire. It's like, this is a lot of fun. It's like, it's just like, it gives like such a fresh feeling, man. I don't know. I don't know. I got nothing else beyond that. You guys ready to hit the weekly wrap up?
Go for it.
Where am I on the weekly wrap up? Because we kind of merged the weekly wrap up in with everything else.
Veilguard.
Yeah, thank you. Dragon Age is a Veilguard. Early impressions are out, and they are extremely positive. So some quotes that I've seen is BioWare is back. This is the Mass Effect 2 of Dragon Age. This is the return of BioWare fans have hoped for. Which, thank Christ, because like I was really afraid that if this was a flop, like I don't know how BioWare is gonna necessarily come back from that. If this was a flop, I was not gonna have a lot of hope for Mass Effect. So I'm glad that it like the early impressions are solid. The only complaint I've seen from people is involving the character creator. There's certain random elements of it that people are not a fan of. Where it's like where you max up the scales as high as they can go, and it doesn't really they don't really change anything, which that's fair, But one thing that I know John loves so much that you can create just a very atrocious looking character. So shout out to that, I guess. I think the character creator is like either out or it's set to come out early. One of the two, I don't remember. I think they want to actually release it early before the game, which that'd be good.
I mean, more and more games are doing that. I think Dragon's Dogma 2 did that.
Yeah, they did.
It's like I'm pretty sure Baldur's Gate Baldur's Gate did have one like that.
Yeah.
It's becoming more popular to actually have a character creator. That way, you can have it imported in and just immediately start playing. Because, especially with these like longer RPGs where you're going to be spending potentially 100 hours with your character, that people are going to spend potentially 3 hours in character creator if it's detailed enough.
Yeah.
Which apparently this one is. I have not actually got the chance to watch. There's one particular video I wanted to watch of they're basically just a BioWare YouTuber is essentially what I call them. They just do a bunch of Mass Effect and Dragon Age videos. Where she got a chance to play with the character creator and went in pretty in depth on it, so I want to go check that out. But man, like I said, I'm just glad that the Veilguard is not cheeks like that. Like I never thought personally the gameplay looked bad like everyone said it was. Everyone's like all in reviews, people are saying, "Oh, this gameplay looks terrible." I think it looks fine. As long as the story is good and the gameplay is fun, good character interactions, that's all I need out of a BioWare game. You know what I mean? So I'm just glad that the game is not cheeks and that hopefully BioWare is, in fact, on their way back to the top. Beyond that, Microsoft confirms that it's laying the groundwork to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Halo and Xbox. When is the 25th? Is that next year? When did the original Xbox come out? Was it 2005? I don't remember. I don't know, man. We'll see what they actually come up with in terms of the Halo department. That's what scares me. They don't really have a great
Combat Evolved 25th anniversary.
Halo, Bungie's back.
Oh, Xbox's 25th anniversary would fall in 2026.
Okay.
That doesn't sound right. Because didn't like the 360 come out in like 07? That does not sound right. That was 5 hours ago, though, that I'm seeing this. I don't know. That doesn't sound right. I don't know. But I'm nervous for whatever they'll try to do for a Halo 25th.
No, it wouldn't have. 360 would not have been that early because I didn't.
I thought it was like 07.
No,
Oh, wait.
that doesn't
No,
sound
because
right.
I got my 360 in like 2010, and it wasn't out for that long.
I can't remember. I don't know. That doesn't sound too right. I don't know, man. I feel like the Xbox came out in like 2003. Interesting. Well, actually, I know. Oh. No, actually, no. Hang on. I think that would be right. I'm fucking stupid. I was mixing up 20th and 25th. My bad. Yeah, because I think it did come out in 03. So the 20th would have just happened. So yeah, 25th, 2026. That sounds about right. All right. I don't know. Around there. Either way, I'm nervous what they'll try to do for a Halo 25th. You know, because they haven't been too solid in the Halo department
A
for
Halo movie.
Please no. Please no.
A Halo movie starring Master Chief, where he never once gets into combat and he's not wearing a suit.
He's
John,
just
stop.
naked all the time.
Both of you, stop. You're embracing too
Just
much chaos.
full cheeks the entire screen time.
You guys are embracing way too much chaos.
It's entirely an hour and a half of Master Chief talking to Guilty Spark.
Stop. You would watch that and you would enjoy it,
I wouldn't enjoy it.
but you would watch it.
You would.
I went the
Okay.
other way with it, John. It was just an hour and a half of him just in counseling sessions with a Cortana.
I haven't told you this. I meant to tell you like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
You know how we knew Borderlands movie was bad? I watched it like 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
That's surprising.
that is surprising.
Did you watch a bootleg?
I didn't look for a bootleg.
But he found a bootleg. Okay.
One just showed up.
I just want to make sure you didn't go.
I did not. It's like I got a video recommended to me. It was actually on YouTube. Funny enough,
And
Okay.
it was
the entire movie in perfect quality.
Okay.
Damn. All right.
The movie's ass.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what are we talking?
That movie's ass. It is not a Borderlands movie, and it is not a good movie. It is not even it's not a good like comedy-esque movie. It's not a good action movie.
It's just
It's
in
just,
existence.
It's just bad.
It's ass out of 10. Official rating from John. Oh, that's funny.
I was like, it's like 35 minutes in before Lilith ever even gets introduced to any of the other characters. They're not Vault Hunters either.
What?
They're not Vault Hunters.
What?
They specifically say they're not Vault Hunters. They all deny it.
Okay.
They're just people. They're just people in the world.
Okay.
All right.
It's one of those where because I meant to message and I kept forgetting to, where it was like everybody kept saying it was ass, and I was like, it popped up and I went, it can't be that bad, and I started watching. I was like, man, it really is just that bad.
Man, you took one for the team on that one, just like you took one for the team on Redfall.
Let's put it this way: if that movie pops up for you, just don't bother.
Official review. Oh, that's hilarious, man. Jesus Christ. All right, next up, rumor and report I've got here is apparently Persona 6 will be revealed at the Game Awards and released next summer. So we'll see. This one was interesting. Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii was announced. It will be getting a physical release coming February 28th of next year. Previous and current gen release, 3 maps with sea exploration. Their fighting styles are called Mad Dog and Sea Dog, and it's taking place 6 months after Infinite Wealth.
That looks solid.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good. You know, random as shit. I don't know the context of how this would happen. To me, seems random as shit.
Literally, it's same sort of issue like with the getting of Infinite Wealth. Majima apparently washed up on a random beach, bit off a ways from Hawaii. He has amnesia. He doesn't remember who he is. Some kid and kid's little tiger cub save him. He teams up with them, and he takes them to their little bar their parents run. Some Yakuza who've shown up, who are apparently doing some smuggling, acting like pirates, show up. So Majima beats them up, beats up the captain, takes his ship, and he's now on a trail to Pirate Island and becomes a pirate of the Pacific Seas. There's both land combat and naval combat.
I guess that's Mad and Sea Dog.
Yep.
Okay.
And it looks like it's playing in the style of the original Yakuza games, because it doesn't look turn-based at all, but it looks more Dynasty Warriors-ish, because there's a lot more people than you would expect in a Yakuza fight, and Majima's just ripping through them. But it still has the ridiculous, looks like heat attacks, special attacks. There's going to be at least a couple other possible playable characters who's going to be part of Majima's crew.
The developers from is RGG, right? Something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, man, big credit to them. They are just pumping out these games left and right. Because it's like every year, I feel like we're getting 2 games of Like a Dragon.
I mean, and they're staying solid.
Yeah, because it's like you had The Man Who Erased His Name, you had Ishin, and you had Infinite Wealth. Now you got this. Like, dude, they're pumping out games left and right.
Well, Ishin was just a sort of remake port over to the West.
Oh, okay.
Man Who Erased His Name was an actual new game along with Infinite Wealth.
Yeah, and now this one.
But
Also, it must help with being able to pump these games out when, again, this is their engine,
Yeah.
their world and everything. It's this. I assume they're same teams.
yeah,
They're
for the
just
most part.
They're just like, all right, we're just gonna work on this, and then while we're doing that, we're gonna have some fun over here. With
Oh
this.
yeah, no, this very much looks like it was something that was like started somewhere towards the end of the production of Infinite Wealth. It's like, well, Majima's not around. What was he doing? He became a pirate.
Yeah. It's like halfway through the game, someone just like a quality guy was probably like, I haven't seen any testing from Majima. Where's Majima at? And they went, pirate. And then he turns, and the guy sitting next to him goes, we'll work on it.
Yeah, genius.
No, he turned to the other guy. He's already got a pirate hat on.
Already ready to go.
He goes, we'll work on it. He turns, the other guy's like, I've already started.
Yeah.
It's like, here's a test. Here's something you can test.
I'm going to be honest. Ever since they did the first RPG, I feel like they've gotten into the box just like, oh, we can just do stuff now.
Yeah, we can do whatever we want.
Because they made the RPG trailer as a joke, and when fans went, I would play that, and they made it, and people played it.
Right.
And they went, well, now we can just sort of do whatever.
Yeah, it's like they'll buy it and they'll play it and it will review well.
It's like from their games. It's like, because the thing is, the Yakuza games are typically very serious story.
Oh yeah,
Very
the main
serious
story
story.
is always super serious.
Very serious, very emotional. Something crazy is happening, and then it's like
Then there's the side stories.
It's like, and they spend all their time on all this deep focus stuff. They're like, okay, we got to have a bunch of nonsense just for relief.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh man, people enjoy all the nonsense. Well, let's just do some fucking nonsense.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It's still probably going to be a very serious,
100%.
like Yakuza drama as thing. It's just,
But you're a pirate.
yes, you're a pirate who has amnesia.
Yep.
Because the whole narration of that trailer is Majima sitting in like some pirate throne and just like, so it started 3 months ago. I woke up. I was hella thirsty, washed up on this beach. I had no idea what my name was. So I assume through the entire game he's going to have amnesia.
Man, they are just having a blast.
There'll be, I would only imagine like 3/4 of the way through that game, there's gonna be some way, shape, or form he's gonna see a picture of Kiryu
Probably.
or something, a picture, or he's gonna be on a TV screen somewhere. His memory's gonna come back, and he's like, I mean, I'm kind of doing this right now.
I mean, because it's taking place 6 months after him. Well, so something Kiryu related may be around because it says they're like a couple. They say they're a little ways out from Hawaii, but not terribly far.
Yeah.
And it even has the same bike mini game from Infinite Wealth in it. So
Right.
he's going to be able to go on to the Hawaii.
The treasure Majima's searching for is gonna be Kiryu.
No, it's not even treasure he's searching for. He's literally.
He doesn't know he's searching for it yet.
He eventually goes searching for treasure because there's a whole skit during that trailer was like, well, if we're doing it, let's become legendary pirates.
I feel like that's at the moment where his memory does come back. He's just like what John says, like, well, I'm already doing this. So
You know, it's a wild thing for me how big Majima became because when I played the Yakuza series originally, I played just Yakuza 1 and 2, the original two. And in those, Majima was in the games, but he was a very minor side character. Like, he wasn't full Kazuma rival or anything like that. Then I get back into the game series with, like, Zero and Kiwami. And then Majima's just huge, and I was like, the fuck happened? I was like, because that was my little reaction. I was like, I remember Majima. I remember being interesting. I don't remember him having this big of a role. I was like, what the hell happened?
fans grabbed onto him, and they're in the studio just like, yeah, sure.
Apparently that's exactly what happened.
You know what? Give props to them, man. They whatever the fans want, they'll do it.
Yeah.
And they're just gonna keep doing weird shit. So, like I said, this game's gonna come out. It's gonna sell well. It's gonna review well. People are gonna love it. They're gonna do their next weird game, whatever it's gonna be.
Yep. They're going to do their next main line.
Yep. All right, so next up, new Cyberpunk animated series with Netflix was announced. So that's cool, especially after the success of Edge Runners. There was also a new Splinter Cell animated series called Splinter Cell Death Watch with Netflix. Have not watched the trailer for this yet, but I really hope this thing is like really solid because I'd love to have this be like almost like the catalyst to bring Splinter Cell back. As I think Splinter Cell is a really fun series, so I would like to see that come back.
I also enjoy Light Destroying Simulator.
There you go. It is a great sim. GTA 6 apparently still slated for fall 2025 per Take-Two, but 2026 is still on the table, but they reaffirmed they're still aiming for that. So the entire Dragon Ball Sparking Zero roster has finally been revealed after the latest trailer, just adding in some more movie characters and Dragon Ball Kid Goku. So like I saw they, for this trailer they added like Z Broly, Bojack, Super Android 13, Cooler, stuff like that.
Yeah, the list that I saw for it was from the newest Super movie. It was all three Broly forms, and then it was like mostly different movies.
Yeah.
Basically, the main villains from the movies were getting in there. Teen Goku, I think.
Yeah, so they called Kid Goku Teen Goku, which not necessarily incorrect. So that's fair. The Kid Goku that's officially been dubbed amongst like old games and stuff. He was 16 years old. So I mean, I guess it's fair to call him Teen Goku now.
There was a funny thing that I saw in the article. It said all characters have been officially revealed now, including 20 Gokus.
Yep.
15 Vegetas.
Yep.
And I forget I think there was someone else who had it was like 12 or 15 variants of themselves.
Would it be Gohan?
It may have been Gohan who I don't remember if it was 12 or if he was tied with 15. But
He would have had to have that many.
But it's the top three top three most variations of characters was like 20, 15, 15.
Yep. It would have to be Gohan because they got Beast in there, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you got Kid, you've got Teen, Super Saiyan 2, you have Adult,
Saint
Adult 1, Super Saiyan 1, Adult Super Saiyan 2, Ultimate, you got Super Gohan, which is different. You have the Beast Gohan, I think Great Saiyaman would somewhat
Great
count.
Saiyaman would be in there.
Yeah,
and
so
then,
he would have about 12. So stupid, but I love it. Now, I also saw where apparently the fighting customization is just unnecessarily just detailed, where you can detail like everyone's characters, like how they come into the fight, you know, the faces they'll make, the winning pose they'll make. Like you can detail it to the finest point just for the sake of creating clips out of it. So it's like, hey, shout out, man! It's gonna have a lot of fun clips. Like I'm excited for the game. You know, it's gonna be a great return to the Budokai Tenkaichi series. Then, like I already shouted out earlier, Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm is coming to Android and iOS here in just a few days, and that's, man. Like I know we had like what I think it was Resident Evil 4 that came out on phones.
Yep.
Like, and this isn't like an extremely like over the top game like Resident Evil, but it's still just like, you know, I picture playing that game and it's like the open world Hidden Leaf Village that you run through and stuff, and all the fighting you do. It's like, man, it's like how far have phones fucking come to put that on there? That's just wild to me, man. I get shout out to that, dude. That's all the news that I had. You guys got anything?
Nope.
Thinking about it.
I don't think so. I think we covered what I had.
Okay. All that's left is Gamestead Game of the Week, which is me, and I am prepared for once. So it's not going to be like a really like out of pocket like, oh, that's a really random one, whatever. It's just like, it's, you know, amongst the community, it's a pretty popular game. I wanted to do this one in honor of the full roster of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. But for my Gamestead Game of the Week, I'm going to do Legacy of Goku. Love the Legacy of Goku series, all three of them. You know, with Legacy of Goku 1, 2, and then Boost Fury. But Legacy of Goku 1 kicking things off for that series. It's an RPG on the Game Boy Advance, and in case of the first game, it is strictly focusing on from Goku's perspective, going through multiple levels. And traveling all the way up from the start of the Saiyan saga with Raditz and everything up to when you defeat Frieza, and then Legacy of Goku 2 covers the entire Android Cell saga, and then of course Buu Fury covering the entire Buu saga. These are a great set of RPGs. You know, whenever Kakarot was coming out, like my kind of thought process, man, if we could just get like a cool like 3D version of like what Legacy of Goku that series brought to the table, could be a really solid game. Kakarot was solid, a little overinflated in some capacities, in my opinion, but Legacy of Goku, man, it just nails it. It's very streamlined being on that Game Boy Advance format. I personally think while some of the side quests throughout those three games can sometimes get a little annoying, I think from an RPG perspective, I think all the Legacy of Goku games is a great way to experience the Dragon Ball story. You know, from an RPG going through levels, leveling up your character, everything of the sort. I love those games to absolute death. Like I just actually played Legacy of Goku 1 and 2 probably about a year ago. I mean, like it's still I'd say in terms of when those games came out, I would say me saying I played them a year ago is fairly recent, in terms of the context when they came out. But no, if you're a Dragon Ball fan and if you've never played the Legacy of Goku games for whatever reason, definitely recommend them. They are some fantastic Game Boy Advance games. Some of my favorites. I still have all three of them in the house right now. So shout out to that. Last thoughts on anything, boys? We're gonna hit the music, get out of here.
I got nothing.
All I was thinking of, what's that other Dragon Ball game? Like the DS one that is the RPG from
the
Saiyan saga.
Attack of the Saiyans. That's a great one too.
Yeah, I have that one.
Yeah, Attack of the Saiyans is a damn good game. With the secret final boss of Broly. Shout out to that. Yeah, Attack of the Saiyans. That needs to be another one that makes Gamestead Game of the Week eventually, because that's a really solid game of a turn-based game only focusing on the Saiyan saga. So like it puts you in a position to utilize characters that I feel like most players wouldn't normally utilize in some sort of Dragon Ball game. Like people, they're going to go to Goku, Vegeta, Gohan. They're not going to utilize Tien, Chaozu, and Yamcha.
Well, the other thing is, because did you actually play the game?
I have not beat it, but I have played it. Yeah.
Yeah, because when you play through that game, you actually there'll be sections of it where you have to play as Kid Gohan. You have to play as Yamcha and that. And it's one of those where it's like those sections start off, they suck. Yeah. You get a couple levels in you, and you're like, I don't want to go back to the other characters. This character very strong now.
Yeah, right. That's another great Dragon Ball game though. Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure is also very good. It's because I love me some OG Dragon Ball content. Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure also a good game. That should probably also make Game of the Week at some point. All right, let's hit the music out of here. Oh, there we go.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. It does help. Leave a comment about your predictions on what the Switch 2 is going to look like and its size difference. Is it a Steam Deck size? Is it a Switch size? Maybe it's a bathtub size. Let us know.
You motherfucker. All right. Do some of what he said. But yeah, if you like what you saw with us here today and want to see us do this again live, we do these live streams usually every Saturday about 6 p.m. Central Time. So come check us out then.
Make sure to also check us out at our Patreon down below. You can sign up for it, and we definitely appreciate the support, and we'll try to do our best to make it worth your while. You can also check out some Rogue Energy with our referral link, promo code SPARK2 to get 10% off, as well as Agent Inc. And you can join the Discord, and then, of course, just be a friend, tell a friend. Until next time, guys, have a good one. Bye.